In this video, I'm going to show you how to give your food photography that warm, summery type feel by recreating the sun with a simple one light setup. Now, those of you that follow both V-Flat World and myself on Instagram may have seen this reel where I use this one light setup and the Terracotta Blush Duo Board to recreate these summery vibes for a restaurant client of mine. And thanks to the amazing response we got from that video, we wanted to expand a little and take you through the entire setup. Now, as you can see today, I'm in my backyard. It's a little overcast. Yes, there is a lot of ambient light, but I'll get on to the importance of that a little later. But this setup can be done indoors, outdoors. You can even set it up so that the light is outside a window and you're recreating the look of sun coming through a window and hitting a table. So onto the setup. Obviously, I'm using one light. Today, I'm using the newer ML300, but it doesn't really matter what strobe you're using. The important thing is, one, it has enough power to create enough light where you do have an abundance of natural ambient light. And also, the other important thing is you have one of these. This is a 7-inch reflector. Now, what this does is it helps add some direction to the light. It gives your flash a little more power, as well as creating some really nice contrasting shadows. Once again, I'm going to be using the Terracotta Blush Duo Board. If I'm being honest, this is probably my favorite of the Duo boards. It's really beautiful and warm. I love the texture through it, the orange color. It works fantastically for creating this summery, sunlit sort of effect. I also have with me a medium-sized V-flat board. These are the tabletop V-flats, and this will help bounce a little bit of light back. But I'll get onto that now when I actually start shooting and show you the setup in a little more detail. So in regards to how I'm going to position the light in relation to the subject here on the Duo board, I'm going to be standing right there where my camera is, and the light is going to be set up here 45 degrees to the rear of frame. Now, there's a few reasons why I set the light up this way, one of which is that by having it 45 degrees to the rear, the shadow is going to come 45 degrees to the front of the subject. To me, that's a personal preference type thing. I really enjoy the shadow just being to the front and a little bit side on. Now, in terms of the height of the light, it's exactly like the sun. Sunrise, sunset, when the sun is really low, you get really long shadows. As the sun rises, or as you put your light up, the shadow is going to be shorter. Personally, I like a little bit of a shorter shadow. The reason for this is I don't want the shadow to be too prominent and take away from the subject itself. Now, in terms of the tabletop V-flat, I'm going to set that up directly opposite the light. So as mentioned, the V-flat is going directly opposite the light. And what that's going to do is it's going to bounce a little bit of light back onto the subject. If you're shooting something that's quite tall, you're getting complete shadow on the opposite side to where the flash is set up. So you're losing all detail. So what this does, it's just going to help bounce a little bit of light back and bring some detail back into your subject. In terms of camera and flash settings, I've got the flash on full power, so that's 1/4. I have a shutter speed of 1/125, ISO 100, and my aperture is ranging from somewhere around f11 to f16. So your f-stop is set a little bit higher for these images. One, because you are working with a direct bulb flash, and the other reason is to give you a really nice, strong detail right throughout the image. One other thing you can do to mix up the content a little, especially if you're shooting for a client or you're shooting something for social media, is all your Duo boards come with these little stands here so that you can actually set them up vertically. So what I'm going to do now is shoot a couple of quick frames straight on. So light is set up this time 45 degrees or slightly less of a 45-degree angle to the subject, but from the front, still nice and high, so we create a shadow below and kind of behind the subject itself. With this, the light is in nice and close, so I can get a nice strong shadow. So that's it, guys. There's a really simple one light setup to create a really summery, warm sort of vibe for your food photography. Key takeaways should be setting up your light 45 degrees to the rear to get that nice shadow in the front, create a nice depth and contrast to the image, as well as using your V-flat tabletop board to bounce a little bit of light back so that you keep those details in the front of your subject. While we were shooting, the sun did pop out for a couple of seconds, and I was able to take a couple of images using the Terracotta Blush board with actual sunlight. So here they are side by side. I'd love to know down in the comments which you prefer, or if you actually think that I got these images close enough to looking like real sunlight. As always, I hope you got a little something out of this video. Make sure you are subscribed to V Flat World on YouTube and following on Instagram, and I'll see you all in the next one.